Good morning, R.I.C.A. Baltimore.
Good morning.
Okay, that wasn't loud enough. Good morning, R.I.C.A. Baltimore.
Good morning.
Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2019, for reaching this milestone. So many of us are here due to the support of family, friends, and teachers. Whether you lived here in a cottage or were a day student, you had a vast network to help to get you here to this point. Let's take a moment to thank those who have been our support on this journey. I would also like to thank the R.I.C.A. staff that were a large part of my upbringing. Miss Robin and Miss Pat in dietary, Mr. Johnson, Miss Jackie, Mr. Whaley, and Mr. Casanova, and too many more to name. You all taught me love and kindness. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for never giving up on me and for the countless words of encouragement and the wisdom that you shared through the years. Miss Kelly and I go way back. I was one of her first students here at R.I.C.A, and she's one of the biggest reasons why I'm up here speaking to you today. I wasn't always the put-together teacher that you see before you. In fact, I'm positive that there are some teachers and staff that could testify about my not-so-good behavior, but we're not going to talk about that today. Before I do deliver my message to you, the graduating class of 2019, I feel it's only fair that because you share your special day with me, I share a little bit about myself with you. I grew up in an extremely physically and emotionally abusive household. My father left at birth. Stability was not existent in my home, and we moved around a lot. By the end of third grade, I had already attended 3 different schools in 2 different school districts. Almost immediately, I struggled in school. In first grade, I was placed in a special class because I was not learning to read at the same pace as my classmates. Not a strong start for a future world language teacher, as I'm sure you'd agree. However, with the help of some kind teachers and a little resilience and hard work on my part, by third grade I was placed in gifted and talented classes and was excelling in school. My success, unfortunately, did not last very long. As I approached adolescence, I started to become angrier about my home situation. I stopped caring about school at all, and by the beginning of 6th grade, I was expelled from General John Stricker Middle School for hitting a teacher. Once expelled, I was sent to what was then called the Inverness Center, an alternative school in Baltimore County. During this period of my life, I was hospitalized several times and then sent to the Forbush School, a level 5 extended day program on Shepherd Pratt grounds. During that time, my mother didn't want me at home, so she sent me to respite programs. My behaviors continued to get worse, and I even started to try to get suspended. I threw chairs, desks, punches, anything I could with enough force to show how angry I was about my life situation. At this point, even Shepherd Pratt was done with me. Right before I was about to turn 12, I was sent to R.I.C.A. I lived in B Cottage for over 2 years and attended school here from 6th to 10th grade. At R.I.C.A, I found the closest thing that I ever had to a stable home. However, it wasn't always easy sailing. I got really familiar with all the quiet rooms, on the cottage, and in the school, including Flex, where I started when I came here to R.I.C.A. I also had many encounters with our late CEO, Penny Mathis, mainly because I was complaining about staff. I even sat on the floor during one of Miss Kelly's first teacher evaluations after returning to the classroom and refused to move. In her words, she kept prodding me, nudging me, and encouraging me, but I would not budge. I was a very stubborn, angry, hurt, and broken child, just showing off any way I could. And I'll pause here to interject that Miss Kelly would be happy, and she does know that my first observation, I actually had a student refuse to move sitting in the back of my class. So, karma. Okay? However, R.I.C.A built me up. I did not want to attend therapy, but I went, and little by little, I was taught the skills to cope with my past and the trauma I had endured. The teachers and clinicians helped prepare me until I was stable and strong enough to attend public school again at Towson High, where I got close to graduating. There was just one geometry credit that I didn't see a way of overcoming, and I dropped out in my senior year. Once again, congratulations to this congratulating class for making some better choices than I did at your age. After a period of what I call couch surfing, I started working a series of minimum wage jobs, lying on job applications about my diploma or lack thereof. After a few years, I met my beautiful, amazing wife, and we had our first child. Through a combination of luck, second chances, and help from my teachers that I knew, I was eventually able to secure a managerial job manufacturing lenses. At age 25, Ms. Kelly told me about an external diploma program, and I was finally able to receive the honor you are successfully achieving today. While working and caring for my family, I attended Anne Arundel County Community College, and then it was one of the happiest days of my life when I received my acceptance letter to Towson University. After a few years of study at Towson and an internship, I proudly walked across the stage and received my Bachelor of Arts degree in French and Secondary Education. Thank you. I was ready to begin teaching and giving back to others the care and kindness that was shown to me, especially in my time of intense need. It was a struggle, but I beat the odds. You sitting here today, the graduating class of 2019, have already beaten the odds. According to the National Foster Youth Institute, only about half of kids with similar backgrounds to yourself, kids like us, graduate from high school. You have proven that you are above average, and you've pushed through and succeeded in earning your diploma. One thing that I've learned in my life is that us R.I.C.A kids are resilient. What you've been through to get to this point, while it sucks, it prepares you to deal with what life is going to throw at you in the future. You've been working out those endurance muscles, and you are now ripped and ready to deal and fight back with all life's challenges. We are resilient. We've beaten odds. We are strong. I'm not going to lie to you and say that from here on out it's easy and smooth sailing. Life is difficult, and even when you make strong choices to better your life, it's going to be hard. When I went back to school, I was changing my career. I had a wife and a child and was working full-time. However, one thing that we have in common is that we can face head-on whatever challenge comes our way. We will overcome adversity, and we will find success. You have all proven that today. You are all R.I.C.A alumni, and as I said before, R.I.C.A kids overcome. You have fought through many challenging difficulties to get to this point. But in order to continue to be successful, let me leave you with a few tips of advice from one R.I.C.A kid to another. But first, I want you to take out a pen and paper. There's going to be a pop quiz after this. Dr. Tallheimer, do we still have time for one more grade in the grade book before we... All right, thank you. All right, I'll let you off, though. I'm just kidding, all right? My first piece of advice for you.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself and your mental health. Make sure that you continue any work that you've started here at R.I.C.A. I know that for many years I ignored therapy and treatment after I left. I was fine, but once I got back into therapy, I found that I was more able to handle the things in life that were thrown my way. I found it particularly helpful when I added mindfulness strategies such as meditation to my life. And if you think that's corny, I start every class with a mindfulness activity over at my school at Chesapeake High School. All right, so you're not alone. Number 2, surround yourself with a support system. This could be friends, family, therapists, or your peers here today. Whoever it is that helps bring light when times get dark. Reach out, even when it may not be your first instinct to do so. My third and last piece of advice: do not compare yourselves to other people. I'm 33, and I'm only entering my 3rd year of teaching. To put that in perspective, most people have reached this point by age 25. It does not matter how long it takes us to get there, as long as you get there. You are all R.I.C.A alumni now. You have shown you know how to get back up and push forward despite facing difficulties. You do not quit. You persevere until you reach your goal. I want you to keep that mentality as you go forward, and I promise you it will lead to success in all of your endeavors. In conclusion, I would like to share a quote from researcher, motivational speaker, and behavior science academic Steve Maraboli. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. Graduating class of 2019, I applaud you and your strength. I applaud your resilience, and I applaud the future greatness that you will achieve. Thank you, and congratulations.